first was when I was doing content on the phone, it was like 2 or 3. Actually, even at this point, it's more 2 or 3. My homie Kobe, I had him behind the camera a lot. Another friend of mine, J. Films, from time to time. My homie Shot by PG, he's one of my OG cameramen from way back. But as far as I do all the editing, putting everything to coloring all myself. I know I need to bring in editors, but you know, your productions are your baby. Like, and I just don't think anybody will understand how to put it together the way it need to be put together, because I can give you the clips, but will you know exactly how long for those clips to be for me to be like, she, like, you know what I'm saying? Those in-betweens are very important, and only I know. Because even with the script, I don't have any scripts. Never had any scripts. Everything is off the top at all times. And I've come to find that that just works for me. I rap off the top, everything is off the top. When I try to write stuff down, I actually forget it. Like, I just, you know, everybody like just processes things different. Even today, I was just shooting the next episode today, and I actually gotta finish shooting it after I leave here, but this will kind of be telling y'all the next episode, but yeah, premiere of us now. So I ended up snitching. All right, cool. So when I get out of jail, because I evaded the police in the last episode, the Tesla got impounded. So she had to come. I snitched on bro. That got me out of jail immediately. So she comes to pick me up. My girlfriend in the video comes to pick me up in an Uber. So when I get in the Uber, now mind you, we have to have dialogue in the Uber. I have no idea what is about to be said, but I go off of what feels right, what's natural to say. So I know I wanted the first angle to be her sitting in the chair looking blue and her seat looking blue while we driving. And when the camera came to me, it was just natural for me to say, Lord say I'm home. Cause it just felt natural. Yeah. Then she looks over at me, turns and looks back at the window. What did it feel natural to say next? Is it too late now to say sorry? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's fluid. It's real natural. So that's just what I come to find that works the best for me. But commonly, people use scripts. Caprice, one of my colleagues and good friends, I'm really trying to get to the level that she usually operates on, as far as having, you know, whole production sets and, you know, white people running to and fro, like, you know what I'm saying, like the professional level. And with all of the turning gears and everything that's associated with that type of set, they would look at me crazy if I'm trying to shoot something and I don't have any format or script for them to follow. So when I had the conversation with BET is extremely interested in Black Chicago Be Like the movie. So we've had this conversation, and even when I told him that, I'm like, I ain't got no script, G. Woo, like everything off the top, I can give you a shell. Now with the videos, I format the videos like paragraphs. How you bring it in, the body, and how you bring it out. I need to know how am I going to end the video? And then I just lead it in from there. So I'm like, I can give y'all a shell, and then I just freestyle and fill it in, you know what I'm saying, as I go. Because I pull my script, my lines and everything, not only from what feels right, but from like current events, shit that's going on. There's gonna be a part in the next episode where I have to ask my mama, can I use her car? Because I got shorty shit impounded. So currently, I pull from that. So when we had a conversation, I'm like, Mom, I need to use your car, and she'd get to tweaking with me like, what made you think that I would let you use my vehicle? Like, who actually put that in your head? Who believes that? Like, who believed in you about that? God did. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that. So it's just like, everything just kind of flow together and, you know what I'm saying, jive like that.
Sally, before you go any further, I want to stop and introduce the department chair, Dr. Enid Wells.
A pleasure.
She's joining us, and Professor Gail Mitchell. She's over visual communication. She's joining us as well. I don't know if they want to say something before we keep going, or how long they can stay. You want to say something, Dr. Wells?
No, I'm gonna fly.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
involved. I love hearing your process, so thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. All right, Sally.
What are some startup lessons that you learned when you began?
You know, you mentioned earlier about, you know, you gave me my flowers in regard to being able to keep it going and maintain people's attention and keep them entertained and so on and so forth. One of the reasons that I found success with that is as a result of me having a constant desire to like make it better. I'm constantly researching and reading about how to make the videos look better and what can I do to reinvent them. So at the top of 2021 is when I first introduced the concept of making the videos interactive, where at the end of the video, I'm asking the people, what should I do? Like I tell people, anybody could go viral, anything, but being able to stay viral, that's where you separate the children from the adults. So you have to have a constant desire to enhance and increase the quality of whatever your production is. You all are studying a very lucrative field. Independent movies are really making a rise, and there is a constant demand for content. And a lot of people, anybody can have the money to do it, but a lot of people don't know how to do it effectively. It's a lot of content, movies, short movies that come out and they suck. So they need people that know how to write, and they also need people that know how to put stuff together. Like I told you, I'm a rapper. To be completely honest, one of the main reasons that my scripts are so effective is because of my ability to rap and put words together. It's poetry that I'm speaking. Word association. Like, you know what I'm saying? One of the videos, I was trying to J down and see what's to this little situation. You hear? And she had on a shiny bubble coat. So I kind of just spoke some poetry to her. I'm like, well, shit, since you got on a garbage bag, you should let me take you out. Like, that's poetry. That's rap. So, you know, I get a lot of guys that come up to me, they be like, bro, I use your lines to pull females all the time. Woo, like, so, you know, luckily I was able to be blessed enough to have that talent and use it for something else, because I had no idea that the content was gonna take off. I had no idea. I know I wanted to use it to enhance my music, and the idea came about as a result of me scrolling down Facebook years ago, and I noticed like 3 different artist pages on Facebook: Waka Flocka, P. Diddy, and Chris Brown. One thing that I noticed is that when they weren't dropping content and music that was directly associated to their brand, they were dropping entertaining content from around the internet to help maintain the traffic and garner followers, so that they had some traffic to work with whenever they dropped something that was directly associated with their brand. And when I thought about it, I'm like, damn, what if I'm the content that I'm dropping on the page and people get a taste of me? Because see, this is the thing. Some people is coming to the page for the content, but then once the artist drops their music or whatever, woo woo, they may not want to deal with that. I came here to laugh. I came here to like have fun. I don't want to hear this. But I get more of an opportunity to hold on to those followers because they're already there because they rock with me. Even with my music now, I have people that genuinely rock with my music. And even with my content just makes people super rock with me personally. People like almost treat me like family when I meet them, and that's a result of the relatability. But we'll speak on that in a bit. But because they rock with me so much, some of them listen to the music just because they rock with me. Like if your cousin, and that's your favorite cousin, your cousin drops some music, I'm rocking with, that's Cuzzo. You feel me? So people be supporting my music. That's Cuzzo. I'm rocking with him. So that allows me to get a leg up on the competition. And it's crazy because years later, now that's why you see a lot of artists, even gangster rappers, they doing TikTok dances now. Because now you have labels that they in the office of the label tell them, gee, I need you to get on TikTok. I need you to get on Triller, go dance or something. Mosey alone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Woo woo. But it's crazy, like I kind of was thinking in my head, like, man, I was on to some years ago because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be the entertainment and use that to drive my music. So it's just a blessing how it played out for sure.
At what number did you realize that your show was hot, like that you really blew up?
Chicago niggas be like part 1 took off so crazy. At that time, Van was still popping. So it's just like, the next day when I stepped outside, I was on God. Like they was on that immediately. So even when I followed up with part 2, part 3, part 4, like they was all hitting. And as a result of me like taking it very seriously and being conscientious of the script and how I present my thoughts and ideas, that's what really allowed the demand to grow. It started in 2016 and now here we are in 2022 and the demand is still increasing. It's still increasing, but it really takes a lot of dedication and time. Consistency is so important. Consistency is so important. And what also plays into consistency is you being disciplined and militant. Crazy thing is, one of the last videos that you played up here, when I was talking to the gentleman in the suit, it's crazy because when I dropped that video, you would never know when you watch that video, but when I dropped that video, literally 5 minutes before, I had just pulled up and my stepfather called me and told me that my little sister had passed. And this was my I'm the oldest out of 9. All of my siblings are in South Carolina. My mama moved everybody down at 05. And me and her extremely close. You know what I'm saying? She was disabled as the oldest sibling, feeding, bathing, you know what I'm saying, getting her dressed, you know what I'm saying, so on and so forth. And I get the call that she passed and it killed me. Like that's the worst death that I've ever had in my life to this date. And when I found out, I sobbed in the car for like 3 minutes, and I got myself together and I was just like, I gotta get it done. And I went and did it and got it done. Cause even at that point, it wasn't a hobby. I had resigned from my job at the post office in 2017. And this was my main source of income to take care of me and my offspring. So it wasn't nothing that I was doing for fun. It wasn't no hobby. And then I had found a passion for it as well. When you gotta go, even though I wasn't working a 9 to 5, that was my job. When you gotta go to work, you gotta go to work. You gotta put food on the table. So even in the midst of me getting the worst news that I could have possibly got, out of the clear blue sky, I still got myself together and, oh gosh, you're tweaking, woo, and got to it. Finished up and went home and grieved after that. So you just have to maintain a certain level of discipline. If you really, really want it, like you have to act like it and operate and move as such. Discipline in addition to consistency and paying attention to quality and the constant desire to enhance and reinvent, so on and so forth. Like, that's one of the main things that contributes to the success that I've been able to acquire today.
I know you mentioned being for production, but have you gotten any offers from Comedy Central, Saturday Night Live, or any of the likes of those?
I had a conversation with Netflix. They wanted me to do a black cartoon that they wanted me to be the voice for the main character, and the cartoon was gonna be called Good Times, but it was formatted like Family Guy. And this is also an important thing. You have to know your value. Never let nobody play with your value, ever in life. No, everybody knows in this little entertainment sector, Chicago, woo, like, when you watch the videos, it's all fun and games. You can't play with me in real life about business at all. Taxing this, knocking them over the head, because I know what I have to offer. Don't ever, 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 ever in your life play with me, because I put blood, sweat, and tears behind this. When I left the post office in 2017, I remember when I resigned and I stepped out into the night air. Here's what it feels like to be a boss. Like, you know what I'm saying? And this was in November 2017. December 2017, I did my first community event called Corpus Christmas at the county. And that's why I raised money to purchase toys for the youth of the residents at the juvenile Cook County Center. It was time to go up there and, you know what I'm saying, bless them. Stepped outside, go to my vehicle. Fresh Timberland on them. Boot, you hear me? I'm hurt. This shit hurt to the core. Like, you know what I'm saying? And call my manager and them, they schooled me, we go there. Got that on my mind, I'm hurt, but I just kind of shook it off. Made sure they had a good time. You know, we played music with them, 3-point contest, rap contest, presented the gifts for their kids, like it was raw. Afterwards, cause you know, if you don't get your vehicle in 24 hours, they scrape it. It's gone, it's over with. So the next morning I go up there, I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, get my vehicle back, my vessel. And they like, we talking, they like, yeah, 2,200. I'm like, okay. 50% of that, 1,100. I got my work cut out for me. They like, oh no, I kind of figured you probably wanted the payment plan situation. So 2,200 is actually 50%. Right? Ultra, that's a fatality, you hear me? Long story short, the city had a new vehicle. So I'm out of a vehicle now. Shortly after that, because see, you know, when you got the job, you got that constant income coming in. I don't got that no more. I'm getting a little chop off of the videos. It's enough for me to make sure I'm decent, but it wasn't enough for me to take care of my rent. When I was staying over there on 80-something in May, rent was $1,100. I couldn't hold it. So now I'm facing eviction. So I remember I'm sitting in the living room. I hit a bit, ding dong. I ain't expecting no company. I go look out the window. Whole time it's the sheriff. They just came from the door and went back to the vehicle. Oh no, we're not gonna do that. So I got my stuff and moved up out of there before they moved me up out of there. So now I'm out of a car and I'm out of a crib. So then I got a hood, move in with one of the BMs. I'm in here, just give me a sec, you know what I'm saying? Woo. And, you know, even with that top of 2018, the year 2018, I dropped so many classics. I got to working my ass off. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was classics that came out that year. Like, I don't know if y'all remember or familiar with one of the videos where I got high and I saw the ceiling fan. I thought it was the helicopter. I was running down, another one, I was running down 79th under the Naruto act. Like, I dropped a lot of classics that year, and, you know, hard work paid off. And that's how it eventually led up to me getting my first big YouTube check at the end of that year, and even getting the charger, the classic charger that I had in all the videos. I got that as a result of me garnering so much traffic. Dealership reached out to me, and they was just like, man, woo. And at first they was talking about $3,500 down for a 2014 Charger. You're tweaking. I ain't got it. The owner of the dealership hit me back and said he called into some marketing agencies in LA, and they was like, nah, corporate 30. He's official. He hit me up like, I wanna apologize. Come in so I can talk to you. Say less. Slide up in there. He like, what you got? I'm like, man, I got a hot rack for you. We'll take it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that came as a result of consistency and dedication and hard work and so on and so forth. So it was rough in the beginning after I left. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it was a process with getting to the point where I was able to sustain. So now, when you put in so much work into your brand and your name, to give somebody a price. I remember like 2017, at that time, it was $850 to get in a Black Chicago Be Like video at that time. And somebody had $500. I needed it at the time. But the value of my brand, I just tightened my belt. Nah, I can't take that. You're tweaking. Like, you know what I'm saying? So now, got to a point where current, whenever you see that debit card, that's 10 racks. Every time they in that video, that is 10 racks. But that came as a result in believing in my brand and being militant and disciplined about what I have. Like, not everybody knows how to put stuff together. I knew when I switched over from the phone, because a lot of people couldn't even believe for 5 years it was off the phone. But I didn't have any money for any expensive equipment, so I worked with what I have. Even for a lot of y'all, if y'all looking to do content creation, you don't have to go run out and get the equipment. You can work your phone. The iPhone cameras is nasty. Like, especially when you got the right lighting, and, you know, working together with Final Cut or Adobe, whatever have you. I'm a Final Cut guy, but you know what I'm saying? Whatever have you. You can really do some major productions with your phone alone. So I allow my phone to help me to build the capital to invest into the equipment. And now currently I have a Sony A7 IV, 85 millimeter G Master lens. I was using a 24 millimeter G Master lens. Took it to Miami to vlog and left it in Miami by mistake. Hurt. But and the Thrifty Nifty, what they call the Sony 50 millimeter, that Thrifty Nifty, that Nifty 50, it'll get you there. It's a 1.4, 1.8, 1.8, decent on the low light. Like, you know what I'm saying? It works. It'll get you there. So and even with sound equipment, I taught myself how to do the sound. I got the I always tweak with pronounces Sennheiser, I call them Sennies for short. On my mama. Yeah, I got the little boom mic situation. I use the H6 Zoom digital recorder and all that out the band, but I just went and taught myself that and learned myself that stuff. The mind is a powerful machine. I remember when I first got the equipment, even with the Ronins though, the stabilizers, I remember looking at it like it was Chinese. But you just sit in front of the computer. That's it, YouTube right there. Y'all got a leg up. Y'all actually got a structured environment, you know what I'm saying, to be familiar with this stuff. And just have that desire to, motherfucker be like, hey, Corbin, you trying to, hey, Papa, no, I got homework to do. I wasn't in school, but I had homework to do. And it's still that. And to this day, it's still that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Definitely made some really good points. What are your upcoming goals for your brand?
Well, like I say, I was a rapper, been a rapper. That's where my passion lies, putting together words. But I've kind of stumbled into the area of film. So, and I'm deep in it at this point. So, but I still have a passion for rap. So at this point, I'm trying to be like someone of the likes of Childish Gambino. When he do film, he do it, it's respected. But when he put out music, he do it, it's respected. So that's pretty much, you know what I'm saying, what my goal is. But, you know, if it's not meant, then I'ma still release music. It's kind of gonna be under like the Pusha T Act. I'm not a successful artist, but then again, I'm not a bad artist. I'm putting out music every once in a while. The people that appreciate it might cult following, but I'll be putting a lot more energy into the film and kind of like making myself Chicago's Tyler Perry. Some of my upcoming projects will be me just putting out short movies where you can hear everybody talking, writing them, directing them, editing, and just put them out and just be dropping them. And then just get deeper into film until I can, you know, acquire that billionaire status too. Shit.
It's definitely a good idea to like keep your hands in different pots so you can maintain, you know, what you got going on. So, one of the goals is to uplift and promote Chicago creators and local businesses. How is that working out for you?
Yeah, it's definitely one of the most important aspects of my brand being, you know, I was raised in the city of Chicago. I'm never moving from Illinois. A lot of people, you know, suggesting that I do that, but too many people have came up off of Chicago culture and left. So I don't really want to keep that trend going. Also, it's crazy. I found myself with this huge responsibility of contributing to the greater Chicago and keeping the positive like scent for Chicago. You know, a lot of times stuff happen in the hood. Motherfuckers be like, I'm finna move to Atlanta. Like everybody wanna leave and have so much, you know, negative things to say about Chicago, but my productions make people appreciate being from Chicago, and people that left, it make them want to come back. No, stay where you at. You an AT alien now, stay over there. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I am genuinely a fan of Chicago. And I remember when I was younger, I appreciated seeing people that was doing their thing. When I was in 4th grade, that was the first time that I aspired to be an accountant. And it came as a result of a personal banker coming to speak for Career Day from Seaway Bank. And that touched me so much. Like, and it stuck with me all through elementary, all through high school until I got to college and I majored in accounting. So for me to be from the same hoods that a lot of the youth are from, my elementary school years, I was out west. I graduated from Corliss. I used to stay in the ward on 79th and Honorary and 79th and Wood. When I started doing the videos, I was over there in the pocket on 71st and Drexel. Like, I'm from all over. So it just hit different when the youth, they can see me and touch me, and it's like, damn, it's real. It makes it just that much real and really puts on their spirit like it's possible. I can really do that. And that's one of the things that I harp on the most, is that I'm not doing anything that anyone else can't do. Nothing. I didn't get blessed with any type of production agreement. I didn't sign to, it's corporate entertainment even after office hours. This is my imprint. I built that. And all it takes is just a little discipline, consistency, attention to quality, desire, and a militant spirit. And you can do the same. So it's just like, yeah, type shit.
So what is your casting process?
Casting, I tend to use the same people because reliability is very important. Especially with the Black Chicago Be Like videos, if one person can't be there, I gotta halt everything because that's your role. Now I gotta wait till tomorrow and cast somebody else and all that. And then working with people, people's spirits don't be right. You absorb people's energy and all that. I need my chakras to be in order. I don't need nobody coming to disrupt that or knock them off track. So I'm real conscientious of stuff like that. But I tend to use the same people there. Once in a while I bring in people, and of course for the Black Chicago Be Likes, the vast majority of those women have to be, hold something, you feel me? It's some type of significance, so type activity.
Would you be interested in recording an episode at KKC, and do you need a student volunteer?
Absolutely. I have a lot of different scenarios that I come up with, and a lot of them I come up with out of the clear blue sky. Even in the last episode, when Shorty was in Shocks playing the violin, I don't know where I got that from. Like, I don't smoke and I don't drink. And people just be like, you don't smoke, so you be sober coming up with this? Like, yeah. Like, I just have one hell of an imagination. And I was actually in an Uber to get my truck out the shop. And it just came to me to have someone playing in the lobby of the Sharks, Tupac, I Ain't Mad at You. I don't know where that came from, so on and so forth, but I'm like, I gotta get this out of my head. So I hit Wendy India, woo. She's like, sure, Christ, random, but sure. Like, you know what I'm saying? And got that idea out of my head. So I be needing all types of scenarios and backgrounds and so on and so forth. So I would definitely be willing to do a production here. And as far as volunteers, especially with y'all being in the midst of learning, I don't mind bringing interns on to get some, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if my stuff is certy enough for it to count towards credits or something.
You have to act.
I don't know, maybe
about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we'll see what's to that. But if I can assist y'all with passing and graduating, I'm all for it. For sure.
Do you have any merchandise?
Actually, my clothing line is gonna drop at the top of the year. I'm very calculated with everything. So I could drop some stuff that just say on God and it'll just go. But I have a clothing line which I'm subconsciously marketing every video that y'all see, the logo at the end. So that when I drop, it's gonna be in the back of your head like, I know I seen this from somewhere. I'm selling y'all stuff before y'all even know. And it's going to be presented as like the Black Ralph Lauren. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the logo, it's a crest, Advanced Placement Clothing Company, clothing for the gifted. And my marketing angle for that is that there are different classes for the different, you know what I'm saying, outfits or line of outfits, and one of the classes is Black Chicago culture. And in that class is where you'll find on God, blessings, on stuff, real nigga activity, you feel me? Like, that's where you'll find all of the, you know what I'm saying, Black Chicago Be Like merch, but it'll be incorporated into a clothing line, because merch is, you know, usually $10, $20, $30 t-shirts, but this is a premium clothing line. So, you know, it could be $80, $100 shirts, $200 hoodies, but the quality of the fabrics and even the packaging, everything is just that open. It's a box. Like, I just wanted to present it in a certain type of fashion. I wanted to put a certain type of care into it. I have released some merch before because like I told you, I'm a fan of Chicago, so I don't endorse that whole Chirac term. So I came up with t-shirts that said, it's Chicago, not Chirac, goofy. And they took off. And AT&T also helped me to push those when I got a chance to work with them in 2019 as one of the leading faces for the Codes of Culture campaign. And they reached out to me as a result of being one of the leaders of helping to rewrite the narrative of Chicago and helping to eliminate the stigma that's hovering over the city.
I like that. You're not getting just the name, first of all, with the clothing brand, and then you're getting the actual message behind
For sure.
the clothes. Okay, so that's it for the questions. Do we want to open the floor for questions? Anybody?
Okay.
I have a question. You said they played a game with you with the cartoon. Could you elaborate on that in terms of the money that they would offer you?
So with that, the terms of that contract, they had me crisscrossed. I ain't gonna lie to you. So with that, they wanted to lock me in for 6 years and also make it a exclusive deal, meaning that I'm locked in with them and I can't work with anyone else.
Oh.
They were offering me $3,600 an episode with a $400 advance on royalties. So it's $4,000 an episode, 10 episodes a season. And if I would have took that and been like, man, I'm on Netflix though, the exclusivity of that contract, once BET came, couldn't take it.
You had to say, okay, I understand. You would have to say specifically
with them. And what's crazy is that in the contract, they wanted rights to my likeness. Now, keep in mind, with this cartoon, it's narrated. So, and let me just be clear, it wasn't Netflix, the production company that I guess was contracted for Netflix or something to that effect. The production company had me crisscrossed. And with rights to my likeness, they wanted me to be the Chicago character on the production. So if y'all got rights to the Chicago dialect, then that means at any point, if y'all feel like my YouTube videos are taking attention from the show, you have to stop doing that. Or at least stop doing it in that voice. There is no other way to speak in the Chicago videos. Right. I have to come like that. So that's taking my extra bread and butter. So I just had to look at the bigger picture. I'm cool. If that's what it takes to be on Netflix, I'm Gucci.
This is a follow-up. Did your manager make an attempt to follow up to make an attempt to renegotiate the terms?
From what I heard, eventually they end up ceasing that particular project. I guess I was the main person that they were looking to be a part of the project. And, that's one of the blessings of being a hard worker. I work super, super hard. And one of the reasons I work so hard is because I'm not a people person and I'm antisocial. So I don't like making friends and I don't like talking to people. Networking increases your network. So I work double hard to compensate for the opportunities that I would miss with not being one to network. I would encourage people to network. You could just be having casual conversations somewhere and somebody will put you in a position to make $1 million. That's just my personality. I just don't like people. Respectfully. You know what I'm saying? I don't have anything against you, just don't talk to me. So even with that, I'm not gonna come up behind and be trying to negotiate. Y'all, if y'all didn't recognize my value off bat, y'all just lost the blessing of having me a part of y'all woo-wop. I have incredible confidence in myself. Confidence is also very important. A lot of my ideas, so random. And a lot of the times, it's a fear that a lot of us have that stops us from pursuing and chasing our dreams. because we have a fear of rejection or failure. I had the random idea in one of my videos to have to talk to a girl at school, invite her to my crib while my grandfather wasn't home. And while we at the crib, she has a seizure, and I drag her behind the couch while she's shaking right before my grandfather comes into the apartment. That's random. And a lot of times when I come up with these ideas and I'm speaking it to somebody, they'll be like, but I trust in myself. I am the master of my abilities. I believe that any thought that I come up with is gold. It's platinum. Like, take it to the bank, cash out. Like, that's the confidence that I have in myself, and you have to have that same confidence. That's the only way that you're going to be able to go to the next level, is that you 100 believe in yourself. I am Kanye crazy. Kanye is my favorite person. Like, some people may not be fond of a lot of the life decisions that he's made, and I can empathize with that. But, you know, as far as him being one of the leaders of just bringing something different and just illustrating creativity and so on and so forth, I've always modeled myself behind him. I don't really do a lot of talking. I let my work talk for me. And that's something that you will want to do. Like, be confident in yourself, get to work, and let your work talk for you. When people come up to me and they want to know how much for this and how much for that, I give you the price. At this point, you can't argue with it. No, it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? You either got it or you don't. And that came as a result of my work. I can tell you that I'm arguably the top content creator in the Midwest. I can tell you that. I can say, man, I be doing this and I be doing that. But you gotta see it. Go to my channel. Go see my work is there. Type my name in. My channel alone has right under 500 million views. My work is there. So it's just like work, and have confidence in yourself, and output. Just gotta keep that type of stuff in mind for sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you recall any big mistakes you made or something that you learned from? Like one that stands out in your mind where you went into a situation expecting one thing to happen, something went wrong, and then you changed how you operated afterwards because of that?
Absolutely. You know, mistakes are probably the most beautiful parts of the process, because they allow you to just go forward and just be a better person than you were prior to it. Social media, the algorithm, that's a science all along. That's a whole nother class that I would have to deliver. But that takes a lot of trial and error. Finding your peak days and your peak times, understanding when it's just the right time to drop outside of peak days and peak times. Like, you know, if like it can be something as simple as I'm scheduled to drop at 6 o'clock and it hits the internet at 3 o'clock that Prince died. It's over. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to really be conscientious of everything and understand how to catch trends. And I may think one particular method works, but it doesn't. A lot of people think that you can just tell them what to do to be successful. This is one big, long journey of trial and error. You have to find what works for you. There were a lot of different videos that I did before I did the Chicago Niggas Be Like. I was doing mother and son videos because I'm a spitting image of my mother. So in 2015, I was doing interactions between me and my mother where I was playing both roles, where I put a wig on and look exactly like my mama. And then we going back and forth. I was doing videos with, live videos with my daughter, which I was able to pull her up into my brand as well. Just a lot of trial and error. And even with that, I want to say, probably early 2015, somewhere around the end of 2015, 2016, the game kind of got messed up with the whole males and wig thing, so I had to pull out of that one. To each his own. But you know, I still tested that to see what was to it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And just tried to find my niche. So you're gonna make a lot of mistakes, but you can't allow that to discourage you, because another thing, when I started content in 2015, April 2015, I didn't get a video to like super hit. I only got one video to hit in between when I started in the first Chicago Niggas Be Like, and that was a video I did with my daughter called Strap Up, where we was in a car, real simple video. The video had to be like 12 seconds long. We was in the car, I get in the car, she's in the back in her booster seat, and I'm like, put your seatbelt on. And she like, why? And I'm like, so you could be safe, now strap up. And she like, you don't strap up. And then as I'm putting my seatbelt on, I'm like, yes, I do. And she like, then how was I born then? Bruh. Like, you know what I'm saying? Blew up. I'm talking about Ricky Smiley, DL, Hugh, everybody posted that, the whole world posted that. But that, I made a mistake in not watermarking that video. That's when I learned about watermarking and making sure people can know where to find me at. So I missed out on an incredible amount of traffic. I had to learn from that. So it's like, it's just gonna be a lot of trial and error through the whole process, but you just have to embrace it. And during that period of time, from April of 2015 to January 2016, a lot of times I felt like I was talking to myself when I would drop the videos. I would drop a video at 6 p.m. in that one evening, and the next morning at 8 a.m., I see that it made it to 1,000 views, and I'd be like, yes. But now I drop on YouTube and it's like 20,000 views in the first 15 minutes. But it was a process. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you just gotta trust the process. You gotta embrace people not supporting you. It's gonna happen. Facebook is originally, or more commonly, family and friends. And I was dropping all my content on there. And my content didn't take off until strangers started supporting. People that didn't even know. And then everybody that I knew started following up after that. Like, I graduated from Corliss, it was the Corliss Trojans. And after I take off, people that was never cool with me in school, never said nothing to me on social media, bro, we went to Corliss, it's the Trojan gang. You probably don't even use condoms, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like that, don't be discouraged by people not supporting you, the consistency. Because I remember when that Chicago Niggas Be Like video blew up, all of the work that I dropped before that lit up. It was amazing to see. All of the numbers go 400 views, 1,200, 1,600. Now all of the content before is at 10,000 views, rising. Because once you do finally find something that clicks, the people is gonna come to you and they wanna see, all right, what else you got to offer? All that work that you put in before is there for them. And they'll be able to partake. Now you have established fans. That's why that consistency is so important, even when your stuff not busting. Cause I could have easily just been like, man, I quit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, there's good content, and I know April, May, June, July, August. It's a long time. When you taking L's, it's a long time. Time goes slower when you're taking L's. Like, you know what I'm saying? But then when January 6, 2016 came, I took over the internet, dropped the next woo-wop, hood, got the hit and woo-woo. Oh, we hot now. We gone. So it was just like, yeah, like that.
First, I love your passion for your craft, and you are amazing at what you do. You really are an amazing storyteller.
Thank you.
Does Brazil share the same passion for that, and do you plan on having her in any more videos or creating content for her? Because she definitely has a knack for it as well with the delivery that you do.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's crazy with Brazil, like, that's my nigga G. Like, that's my oldest baby. I got 3 daughters, and she just naturally got it. She's a dog. Even with that strap up video 2015, I think in that video, my baby had to be like 5 or 6. And I had told her that script 2 weeks prior, but I didn't get a chance to do it. And she was randomly like, Daddy, we still gonna do that video? I'm like, all right, let's go do it. And we did it. I didn't tell her the lines again. She had already knew it. When she was in preschool and kindergarten, she was the one that was doing like, you know, for Black History Month, the speeches, because she was able to memorize them. Like she did, she came with my like memory, the talent that I have for memory. So it's just like, and I'm real big on creating generational wealth. So I've been able to establish a brand for Brazil. I'm really big on her doing good in school. So, you know, school is more so the focus. I bring her in the productions from time to time, but behind the scenes, she's in the process of learning the editing, things that it took me years to figure out. I'm starting her on Final Cut right away. Like, you know what I'm saying? She's starting off with a Sony A7 right away. Like, because I want her to be able, I don't ever want her to have to work. I want her to, and you know, God forbid, whenever I do leave, I want her to be able to continue. Because, you know, a lot of people, they be like, don't you want a son? Ooh, like to keep the name going. Like, what Brazil to me is what Gigi was to Kobe. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have no worries. Like, my G gonna be able to step right up to the plate. And, you know, she watched Daddy. She know how I'm coming. She know how I move business-wise and everything. She see me. She see I don't let nobody play with me. Motherfucker asked her, like, what is it about your dad you appreciate? One of the first things she said, like, he a go-getter. And, you know, there's a certain way that I handle my daughters because this is a rough world. It's a rough world for women. So even when she was younger, like, I shower my kids with love, but at the same time, I'm not too soft with them. So it's like, I remember this one time I took her to a birthday party and we walking, she like 3. She walking next to Daddy. She trip over a pebble or something, you know, kids are just so, you know. Everybody in the party like, oh, help her. Just turn around and look at her. She get up. Dust herself off. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy to make my baby cry. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want her mind to be militant. My 6-year-old Milan, she's in the majority of the Fashion Nova content that I put out, and she's been in a few of my videos. She has an incredible energy for it. She's eager, listens well. Like, you know what I'm saying? So she ready to step up right behind Brazil. And then my youngest baby, Iceland, she 3. She just a really happy baby. She just smile and laugh, but she gonna follow up right behind. And that trio is gonna be something nasty. If you're not living for your kids, what are you living for? You know, that's just pretty much how I'm coming. So everything that I do, when people ask me like, what is your reason? Like, what drives you? What pushes you? My offspring. And then my pops was a Goofy, a Buford. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I can't allow history to repeat itself. So that definitely contributes to the, you know what I'm saying, the passion that I have for my children and raising my babies. So, yeah.
So we have time for probably 2 more questions. So does anyone else have a question?
So I know, like, have companies like reached out to you for like brand deals or whatnot, like to promote their products? And so, like, how did you like work around with that, like putting them in your videos?
For sure. That's actually one of my main sources of bread and butter is with promotion. My marketing strategy is very organic and companies appreciate that. When I have their products or services in my video, it's not screaming, buy me, do this, do that. I'm selling you something and you don't even realize that you've just been sold into the end. I want to, even with Current Card, that's a internet mobile banking thing. People come up to me pulling out their Current Cards all the time. I'm one of their top, like, you know what I'm saying, influencers. I've done videos for legal firms. It's a creative process as far as trying to figure out how to organically incorporate whatever they have to offer into the storyline that I have. And that just comes from me just being a creative person. It's nothing that I can't incorporate into anything, especially when I need them bands to hit the account. I'ma figure it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, as far as brands, Fashion Nova, Current, Windy City Injury, two legal firms, Jerk 48. Look, Jerk 48, I've been working with them since 2017. They actually family now. Like, they was really helping me to feed my loved ones for real. And now we done came to a point where a location is about to be open and I'm part owner. Like, you know what I'm saying? So now that's a different type of brand and that hit different. And with the, you know, the effectiveness of my marketing, Jerk 48 is a tourist attraction. Every time I go to Jerk 48, it never fails. Somebody is fresh off the road or off a flight coming to Jerk 48 just to try Jerk 48 from my videos. And they'll be like, damn, I did not expect to run into you right here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that inspired me to, you know what I'm saying, aspire to open up my own restaurant as well. So it's just like that whole business and marketing part, like, yeah. And I've had people that have wanted to be in the videos and I charge them because maybe they rappers or entertainers, you know what I'm saying, so on and so forth. Same price, the human price and a product and service price, same thing. And you know what I'm saying, I figure out how to incorporate them into the storyline. You know what I'm saying, so I could pull that chop through. So yeah, and I know it's some companies I'm forgetting for real, but I done did so many videos. Like, look, Jerk 48 is the number one, and I was finna forget to say that one for that. So yeah, I get down with the marketing for sure.
For Angelo had a question and we'll take her last.
Okay.
So you did say you can say that you are the biggest influence on the business.
Arguably. Yeah.
How do you feel about my nigga Skin? That
For sure.
That man hilarious.
For sure.
You can't forget about him, and then all that. I mean, I really don't know. I'm the outside looking. Do you feel like Shaky gets the money? I ain't gonna say he on the back burner, but him, I don't know.
No, for sure.
You know, I ain't been seeing too much of it.
Absolutely. I'm good friends with Skinbone and Shaky. If I'm number one here, Skinbone's number two. And, you know, we talk just about every day, and we have a competitive thing going on. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of love at the same time, because anything that I could do to help them, I just call and tell them. Like, gee, do this, do that. This how you can do the algorithm, woo, woo, woo. Like, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, in those type of like friendly competition, is more so like a iron sharpens iron type thing. So that's pretty much what we got going on. Cause even then, like, you know, I got Black Chicago be like, he that came out with Meanwhile in Chicago. Stop it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I like to see you try. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I give them, like, you know, tips on how to be better with it and so on and so forth. But when they come to Facebook and TikTok, I can't see that man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when he get the dancing and looking crazy, like, he do him. Shaky, it's crazy with Shaky inspired me to start. I would always go to Shaky videos and watch his videos back in 2015 and aspire to get his numbers, because he was getting millions of views on Facebook consistently. And, you know, with Shaky, that's what I'm saying, like, you gotta have different components that play into going to the next level. There's a certain type of discipline, there's a certain type of this, certain type of that. And then, you know, you gotta have that force to be able to push through. Shaky been through a lot. He a real nigga, he really from the trenches for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, some stuff can kind of slow you down and hinder you. And Shaky is beyond talented. Years later, he is extremely funny without even trying. But, you know, me and him have had conversations. We've collabed, you know what I'm saying, several times. And, you know, it's just a different process for different people. Because I want to be a rapper. I'm a rapper for real. Shaky killing me on the strings. And he don't even be trying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Skinbone too. That's a running joke between me and Skinbone. Like, I love to rap so much I could cry. Skinbone putting out stupid stuff. And it go up. And I'm mad because, gee, I rap for real. Why is God blessing you?
Do you see yourself on that, they freestyle and then on the block,
Off the block?
off the block?
Oh yeah, I just dropped my 3rd episode on that, for sure. Yeah, I done rocked on that. I'm putting it
Wait a
in.
minute, Mr. Bradley, she had a question, that'll be the last question.
Okay, so you said you do your videos off the top, basically. So the people that you have playing the video, do you give them a script, or it's the same with them?
Nah, majority of the people that are in my videos, they don't have any experience. So in addition to me telling you what to say, I tell you how to look. That's why my videos, the quality is there and it looks so real, because how you look and how the inflection in your voice, everything is almost as important as what you gotta say. So when I was sitting in the back of the car, one of the things, so in the car, when I'm in the back of the car with my girlfriend in the video, after she come and get me from the county, at the end of the drive, the Uber driver speaks and reveals that he's a magician. And he says that he's aspiring to be a magician and, you know, he would love to show us a magic trick. It was just natural for me to have her to say, well, if you ain't trying to make my Tesla reappear, I don't want to see nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? But in saying that, she blew. So I need you to look blue. Like, you know what I'm saying? I need you to say this and I need you to say that. Your line of eyesight. I need you to make sure you looking in this direction, so on and so forth. So I just direct all of that. What to say, how to say it, where to look, and the body language to deliver. But yeah, it ain't never no scripts ever.
So basically, you just teach them how to act.
For sure. Lolo. I wanna still go to acting school and brush up on my stuff. Everything with all of this is self-taught. Watching TV, and then just kind of like, okay, you know what I'm saying, and learning to take the emotions. Like, that's why my facial expressions, like, I just deliver those. But I know it's definitely room for improvement. So I would encourage anybody to get into acting school. I want to do that as well. I can't cry on cue. So when I be crying in videos, I got the eye drops before action. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. Oh my mom.
Mr. Corbett, do you have any questions for us before we wrap up?
Oh God. So what exactly are y'all aspiring to do? Like, cause I know, like, are y'all looking to be like a part of different production teams, or because see, you can be in production, but that don't mean you want to make your own content. You just want to shoot other people's content. So are y'all really more so focused on just capturing other people's content, or do some of y'all aspire to do y'all own?
No, you know what, for me, it's being production. I'm talking about to produce shows
Okay.
for other people that want content.
Okay.
That's what I do.
That's because from my perspective, I think that people like you inspire me, Skinbone, Shaky, all of that with the content. I think like y'all just show us how far we can actually go with it. You know what I mean? And whether it's behind the camera and in front of it, writing scripts, I just know that we're doing. All that.
For sure.
Yeah.
A blessing.
I definitely want to write and produce content for others, but more so on the writing side.
Oh, that's a blessing.
I think my second would be say, as far as the inspiration, the way you do your content, the way you do everything, like it's really inspiring and motivating. But I want to continue to write, direct, produce my own stuff.
For sure. A blessing.
Can I say something before we go?
Sure.
How y'all doing? Stand up a little bit. I didn't mean to come in here matching him. We didn't plan that before. I'm Cold View Films. I shoot all of the majority of the stuff, Black Chicago, as well as music videos. He called me when he went from the cell phones to the actual camera and was like, I'm ready. And I'm like, okay, let's take this trip to Best Buy. Let's do this. But many nights, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, he'll call me. Hey bro, I'm on Final Cut right now. How do I do this? How do I do that? You know, and I'm self-taught myself. Both of us went to YouTube University. And I'm only saying this stuff right now to y'all to let y'all know, like, to get to where he was, it took, I've seen it. I literally like watched it, like, nah, bro, I'm from Thursday to Sunday. I got the kids and I'm on Final Cut the whole time. And this is a man of status and access. People call him and want to pull on coattails and, hey, I got tickets to this, and this, that, and the third, this, that, and the third. If you really want to do this, you got to take that lock in. It took me 6 months of a really nice summer and a slightly fall, you know, to really learn how to do this. And all it really takes is just sitting in front of the computer, finding and creating that time and space. I know some of y'all might have kids and different living situations, but when it comes down to wanting to do this, I used to sit in my car before I go in the house and watch videos on my phone till it died to learn how to do this. My background is in radio. I have a degree in broadcast media, but it wasn't to do this. So whatever it is that y'all want to do, even being in this class, that's a step, but your work is definitely not done once you leave out the building. You have to go home, lock in, stay on the computer, stay updating yourself on stuff, because it's also people behind you, younger generations that grew up with their phone. This young lady right here, she gonna know, like, technology is gonna be the second nature to her. So for somebody like me who's 30, I have to continue to keep putting myself in different situations and always learning. And yeah, I know the basics, but what is the next thing? What are they doing here? Like he says, you keep all of the content new. And that also forces me to go and look at stuff like that. And we all have like genuine love for what we're trying to do. Not just for the production, but also for Chicago. My greatest advice to y'all would be to make sure that you have people around that you can call on that believe in what you're trying to do. It's hard to do this stuff alone. All of these productions and all of this stuff, you see productions, it's 1,000 people on the credits. When you watch a movie, it's 1,000 people. So I would say get used to and become good at being able to work with other people. That is the only way that this is gonna work. You can stay, you can do a lot by yourself, but once you get into a room and working and being able to work with moving parts, that's when you get to find out your greatest potential. That's all I wanted to say. Please enjoy the rest of y'all.
I have a question for him real quick.
I'll go ahead.
So what type of, you technically like the DP, the camera and operator?
Just the videography.
Whatever, I don't know, I wouldn't say a term. We don't have a lot of moving parts, so I wouldn't necessarily say that. Yeah, I guess it.
So you operate the camera?
I operate the camera and help out where I can.
So what is your goal, like in film? What's like not the end goal, but what's like the next step for you in regards to?
For me?
Yeah.
To create my own production.
So you want to continue to be the camera operator? Or
No, I mean, I'm pretty much able to do all of it. I've been doing this since I was 14. I've rapped, I've sung, I'm a managed artist, wrote publications, made websites, did interviews. So this part right here is something that I stumbled upon. It's not something that was planned. I was managing 2 artists and I bought a camera to try to help out for the music videos and they stopped rapping. So I was like, I'm gonna get my money back for this camera some kind of way. So I just started shooting. And when I found out that nobody's gonna pay you $400-500 on your first video, I had to shoot for free, figure it out, get on YouTube and do that type of stuff. But no, to answer your question, the end all be all goal is to do what my brother doing. That's it.
And to piggyback off of one thing he said, as far as making sure don't nothing get in the way, even if you got kids, no excuse.
None.
Cause we come up with every excuse why we can't do this, do that. Cause whole time, Caprice had a production that I had the blessing of being a part of. I ain't had no babysitter, so they was on set with me. So while I'm there doing my stuff,
Daddy daycare.
right there, sit down. Oh God. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't no excuses. Interviews, I done had my babies on my hip. Everybody know I am a baby mama type guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's two ways to carry the baby carrier. You either gonna do it like this or you gonna have it right here. I'm this one. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no excuse. I wanted this that bad, so whenever I had to have my kids with me, it was that. It's videos that y'all saw where I had to it's videos I done worked my kids into only because I didn't have a babysitter. So let me put you into the storyline. Or even, I had to do a video out in the streets when we was over there on Stony. I had all my kids with me. They weren't a part of the scene, but the windows are tinted, so y'all couldn't see they was in the back when I was outside the truck. You gotta figure it out.
Yeah.
You got to figure it out.
I want to ask you.
You know, unfortunately, if you have any questions, because it's time to go, but you can, if it's okay, they can ask you after we wrap this up. But thank you very much. Dr. Will, do you have any last minute comments, thoughts, anything?
I just want to say thank you so much for coming out to speak to our students. I was really excited when they told me you were coming, and I think often we need to see people who look like us, and thank you for staying through and sticking it out to be able to create your content. Like, it's really good.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
At what point did you know it was time to quit your regular job?
That's the right time. I just took a risk.
I'm going to ask him some questions. Oh, shit. You know something, excuse me, you on my YouTube platform, and can you give your YouTube channel and tell us what you do? You the Underground Railroad television show?
Korporate Bidness, BIDNESS.
And how do they get in contact with you?
Through the booking email in the bio of my Instagram.
You know, I want to ask you something. Have you met, I'm assuming that you probably met Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre, and if you did, what was their mindset like?
Well, this is actually kind of turning into an interview for your YouTube, and there's a business way to go about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You click it on my own girl real quick.
Bless. Appreciate it.
Oh, you know what? Hey, I'm trying to promote my brand too.
The price tag for everything.
This way, thank you. Oh, wait, it's fast. I say I said two. Okay.
So you saying I got to pay for an interview? Okay, I got you. I got you. Okay. Hear that, Big Ben? You got to pay. Okay.
Yeah, she love you, bro. That's why I had to.
He did call me as soon as I got off work. I teach. I rushed over here.
Thank you so much.
Respect, bro.
We're at Kennedy-King. We're at Kennedy-King, and to the people that watch the Underground Railroad television show, this is a rapper, and I am so glad. I want you to go to his YouTube website. Told me to interview him, I'm gonna have to pay him. So I guess this is the best I do, but I will make an attempt to change cards with him. And
so I was going to say this all the time. Be here, and this is a question. Nothing to do with lessons.
Yes.
can I ask you something? How can I get you on my show?
The email in the bio of my Instagram, the booking email.
Okay, can I give you one of my cards? Can I get one of your cards?
In the next year, even if you just check out the website, also see what we got going on.
Will do.
And then I'll reach out to you if I can, or
Most
reach out to me.
certainly. Indeed. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You one of my cards. Oh, don't tell me I don't have no business card. Huh?
best step, I think, for anybody. So like, how do you took that fresh breath of air, but was it also something under you that said, damn, what I'm gonna do next?
Like, shit, once I lost my apartment and got that boot on that car and all that, but shit, that just kind of pushed you to work harder. Now you gotta work harder, so yeah, play it out like that.
It's hard, believe me. This first year has been rough because it's only been a year I left my job and been doing everything. If I had been a nonprofit, it is hard because now grants and stuff come into play.
Yeah,
so I had
true.
to go to school for grant writing. I didn't went to school for some of everything, and now I'm taking radio broadcasting now. So I'll know how to work the equipment when I do put it in my facility. So I'm trying to do everything on my own. It's hard though.
One day at a time.
And I got kids too.
For sure.
Like you say, ain't no excuse.
It ain't
no excuse.
I think a lot from the different generational standpoint, sometimes you have to unlearn that mindset to step out and be creative on your own, whereas you was always taught, hey, you go to school, you get a job. And now I think we see that breaking down in a different generation because like, no, you have to be an entrepreneur and you can provide and create for yourself and have that God-like mentality instead of that accept the bread kind of thing. So yeah, that's all.
For sure.
All right, appreciate you.
Most certainly a pleasure. Indeed.
Can I give you one of my cards?
Yes, sir.
Can I get one of your cards, please?
I don't have a card. Just type me in Google.
Okay. No, I need to write down your information because, like I said, I do a television show and then I produce 3 television shows. And I would like to consider after you see the format of my show. You want that? Excuse me, Professor. Do you want that capital now? The $7 now?
You know what? Bring it
Okay, no problem. Okay.
Because I don't think everybody knows. I didn't tell you.
Okay.
But brand ambassador.
So again, this is the Underground Railroad television show, and I have the rap on, and you know what? It's indeed a pleasure. It doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to get him on, but he is. It's a price for everything. And you see the rappers, they do charge to come on your platform because they know that they're going to generate numbers. And this is how it is. Kennedy-King in Chicago, Illinois.
So it was just like I had to.
And trying to learn all I can, aspiring student and producer shows, and it's just an opportunity. So I'm gonna get right. So assalamu alaikum to everybody. Take care.
Like, you know what I'm saying, connect with the people and they just like, damn, like that's real shit. So it's like, even though it's funny,